Hey, seventh graders, I thought I would pop on here and just show you real quick what it's going to start looking like as you collect your data. So if you look up here, this is the survey that I gave you, and right now it looks just like a blank sheet, which is exactly what your survey would look like when you just pull up the document. So what you are going to peek at is responses, and that's up at the top. You can see that I clicked on here, and there are three things. You can look at summary, you can look at question, and you can look at individual. So a summary is going to give you a summary of all of your questions. And it's really cool. It uses really nice graphs and different things, which you guys are going to get to use later when you display your data. But some of the stuff that you guys are going to use your data for, these graphs aren't what we're going to use. So for example, you've learned how to do a line plot, a stem and leaf plot, and yesterday we learned how to find the measures of central tendency. So what I just want to show you really quick is how to look at that, because sometimes that can be kind of confusing if you're not familiar with Google Forms. So the best way to look at it is by question. So I'm going to click the question, and you up at the top here, you can toggle and you can see all the different questions that I asked. So I'm going to use one that has numbers, obviously. And so I'm going to do, on average, how many hours a night do you sleep? And then you can look at your data here, and you can see 20 responses have an 8, 13 have a 9, 7 have 10, 6 has 7, 5. There's a couple people that put 7 to 8, so I'm going to have to figure out how to classify those, and then we've got 13, 12. So what I would do right now is I would make a number line for my line plot, okay? So I kind of just have a piece of paper here, and this is what I'm going to use. Line plots are really handy. I know that my lowest number was a 4, and my highest was a 13. So my number line has to go from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then what's cool is that once I do this, I don't want to say it's cheating, but this Google form really made things easy for me. I can look down here, there was only one 13, so I'm just going to put an X over the 13. There was one 12, so I'm going to put an X over the 12. Now this is just going to help you organize your data. 2 people had 11, 2 people had 6, and they don't have to be in order right now, because what you're going to do is you're going to organize them. 2 people put 4 hours, and then 7 to 8, so maybe like I'll put 1 on each just to kind of skew my data. 1 on 7, 1 on 8, 5. There were 5 people that put 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So anyways, this is what is going to start to look like. So now when you have all these numbers on your line plot, you can use those numbers to find your measures of central tendency, and you'll just put them out in order. So for example, if I were doing that, I would just write I had 2 4s. I had 1, 2, 3, 5 5s. I had 2 6s. I had 1 7. I had 1 8, so on and so forth. So then you can list them out like this, and then do what I taught you yesterday, finding those measures of central tendency. So I hope this kind of gives you some clues into how you can start organizing your data. Any of the questions that ask number, that you got number responses for, you can do that for. And then just start thinking about how else you want to show your information. Like, do you want to use a circle graph? And we'll talk about box and whisker plots tomorrow, and then on Monday we'll talk about like why you use certain graphs to display certain data, and we'll go from there. So just kind of get an idea of, take a peek at your data. Now I can see that I have 60 responses. I emailed yours to 25 kiddos. Try to hold out and get as many responses as you can. If you've gotten a survey and haven't taken it, please get those back. Just take it and it goes right to the individuals that gave the survey. You guys are doing great, and I love your surveys, so we will talk to you later.